Do you guys remember we used to start every Tuesday? You guys would sit at different tables and then you would talk about different research papers that you had read. We did Liu and Liu, Wang and Lobato, Snyder, Bishop, probably more. But you would read these research papers, and I had that guide that you would go through, and it'd ask you, about the literature review and the methodology and the findings that they found in those, and we would talk about those. We don't do that anymore, but I just kind of wanted to to remind you of that because in a sense, you're doing that now. You're taking your research projects. You all have research questions that you've done literature reviews on, that you brainstorm an interview plan, and that you've either already interviewed somebody or will be interviewing somebody shortly. And then you're going to present that. But unlike what we read in class, you're not presenting that in the form of a paper. You're presenting that in an academic presentation video. And I wanted to kind of just go over some of the things about the video as you start transitioning into the final phase of our project, which is video work. So I want to show you some things, point you to where you can get some help, and just kind of remind you of what we're looking for in the video. I'm going to show you some things that you can find that are already on Brightspace. I just want to point out again where they are. There's this new tab, and I'll show you that in a minute. But in our old general docs, if you click on that, hey, you remember these? Just a reminder as you get ready for your seminar event 4. We have these key takeaways. You might want to use that as you kind of plan for your final seminar. Anyway, at the bottom of this, there is the online video project tab. You can click on that. First thing to click on, this is just a general description of what the assignment is. Again, you're making a video. Your final project is delivered in a video.
So you're doing the interview video maybe now. That is, you're recording your interview with a person or different people for your project. But that's not the final project video. I don't actually assess your interview video. What you do is you take that interview video and then you use parts of that into the final project video. And that's what I look at, and that's what you get graded on.
So you can scroll down here, and this is just, you can read through this, but I think this is the thing that you can focus on. Remember, one, and you've hopefully found these for your annotated bibliography, you need to include in your final project video, at the minimum, 5 academic sources. Generally, those are journal articles.
Of course, you will probably have lots of non-academic sources to refer to in your project video too, right? These might be different videos that you use either for clips or with information that you use in your final project. Could be news reports, business reports from different companies. There will also be non-academic sources that you will need too. And for all of these sources, for both the academic and the non-academic, you need to properly cite them. You need to tell us where they came from, and you need to do that through your voice while speaking, and you're also probably going to put a little bit of things on the video, a citation at the bottom of the video. You'll see some different techniques for how to do that later.
You're going to do an interview that's around 30 minutes, recorded in English. You could have multiple interviews, of course, that you need to do for that. It's somebody, of course, that you don't know. And then you put all of these things together into a 15 to 20 minute multimedia video presentation of your final project. Of that 15 to 20 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes of that is you presenting. And there's different ways you can present, and I'll talk about that next. And then about 5 minutes of that are clips from your interview that you splice into your final project video.
The way that you present is really up to you. There's lots of different ways that you can do that with a video. Of course, you can do like I'm doing right now. You can record yourself with a camera or with a computer. You can record yourself talking. You can use programs like PowerPoint to make text that you can use. You can add titles to where you're talking. You can record your screen. You can use clips from other videos. You can do animations and drawings. The options are really endless. And I think one thing that's important to do is, one, think about what really is the best way to convey the message that you want to convey. And two, remember that variety is nice. As a viewer, it's nice to see a little bit of different things working together in order to tell the story that you need to tell. The last thing I want to do is just show you some places where you can get some more specific help and tips from things that I've done in the past. So let's take again a look at Brightspace.
On this final project video tab, again, read through this. I think here's the rubric. This is what I use to assess your thing. So you can look, I'm looking at your use of sources, how well you use multimedia and interview clips, how well you talk, how you sound, and your language that you use, the organization of that, and then how interesting and engagingly you're able to provide answers to your research questions. So that's what I used to use that. Of course, here are previous student examples. You can see some students who did a nice job to get some ideas of different techniques you can use and different ways you display the answers to your research question. And then finally, in this tab here, these are some videos that I have made in the past to kind of help you understand what a video presentation is. And here is where I took things that I noticed students doing in the past to improve on. These are some specific tips on how you can make sure to avoid some pitfalls that I've seen in the past. This is a general video made by a YouTuber, just some basic video techniques from the pandemic when a lot of people were recording themselves at home. He just walks through very practical and actionable steps you can have to get better video of yourself.
I hope all of those things help you in both understanding what's being asked of you to make the final project video, as well as give you some tips and some examples and some models for how you can do really well. As always, let me know if you have any questions about any of this. I'm happy to talk with you more in detail. Otherwise, happy work as you transition into the last stage of your final project, which is actually making the video. Good luck. I look forward to seeing them. Again, it's my favorite thing that I get to do as an EAP teacher here at NYU Shanghai. Good luck.